Welcome everyone. On behalf of the Blue Star Cowboys Board of Directors, we'd like to thank you for joining us for the 2016 fall season. We here on the board are excited about some changes that we're implementing this year. This video will actually go through one important change, which is we have a brand new website. We will go through briefly the information on this website, as well as a step-by-step instructions on how to register your child or register to be a volunteer such as a coach. Alright, so starting forth, if you are registering a football player, we invite you to click on this football tab, which will bring up some very important information regarding this season. One of the more important things for football players this year is that they will have personalized jerseys with their name and number that they'll get to keep at the end of the year. If you have a cheerleader, click on the cheerleaders tab, and there's also some important information for them as well. More importantly is that the registration fee for this season is now $200, but that includes this year the cheer bow, the crop top, socks, the lolly, the shoes, the warm-up suit, and the t-shirt, which is all included in the registration, and that you will not have to purchase them separately. The cheerleader will get to keep those at the end of the year. Alright. If you choose or would like to be a volunteer, please click on this volunteer tab here that shows which volunteer spots we have available. Anywhere from a head coach, assistant coach, to a team director, parent, down to homecoming committee. These gives a little brief introduction about what those are. All right, going back to the home page, if you would like to be a sponsor for the upcoming season, we encourage that. Please, here's some sponsorship information, and if you would like to be a sponsor, please feel free to contact Robin Lynn either by her cell or by email address. If we go back to the home page, further down, will rotate through with important information that we have now. As the season goes along, obviously we will change these. Right down here is the 2016 fall schedule. Obviously this could possibly change once the season gets here, depending on whether or not associations can field certain age groups. If you want to be a coach, football coach, or cheerleader coach, just click on here to register, and I'll go through that on a step-by-step basis here shortly, as well as a volunteer. If we have any important news, we will post those down here. Just click on that to read what the news is. Important site links like the Metro website is down here. Dick's Sporting Goods coupons that we have for Blue Star members, right there. USA Football, which governs the Metro League, our Constitution, and then the DMV ID for football players, which I'll go through that as well in a later time. Okay, so you have a kid, you want to register, what do we do? Alright, you want to click on the register button here at the top. Alright, this brings you up to, this is your login screen as a parent or guardian. You want to put in your information here to create an account for you so you can register your child. Alright, so let's just choose Jack is your first name, Test is your last name. Alright, now just put in an email address that is not, is best for you, that you know that you can receive or that you check often. Alright, now this is just fictitious. Alright, now we want to create a login that's unique to you as well. Then create a password, and you're going to confirm the password. Now if you created a login that is being used by another person, once you hit create account, a red tab will post up here saying that your username is already been used. You need to change it. Alright, but if you haven't, you'll go to the next screen, which is here, which is giving you more of your information. This is you as the guardian. Alright, so select the gender, male or female, your street address, All right. If you have an apartment or unit number, you can put that right there. Mechanicsville, or if you're in another area, put what city you are. Virginia, 23116. Now, the red asterisk is required information. Okay? Telephone is not required, but if you would like to put in additional contact information here, please feel free to do so. Cell phone is required, and the reason it's required is because this service now allows us to text all the teams, for important changes such as schedule changes or field status, cancellations, things like that. Okay. So now, does your child have a DMV ID? This is very important for football players. All right. You must have a DMV ID for your child to play football. They will be checked at every game prior to the game starting, and if there's not a DMV card on file for your child, he or she will not be able to participate. Okay, so that back on the home page there was a link on how to acquire your DMV ID card if you haven't as of yet. All right, so let's say that you click yes. Now, if you have an additional person such as a spouse or a grandmother, aunt, another guardian, anybody that you want to have additional information provided to, you feel free to place it in this section here. Now you see that there's no asterisks here. So this is not required. This is only if you choose to. All right. So then you want to go, after you finish that, you want to go down here and click on the green continue button. That brings us to the next page. Now this is important. If you only wanted to be a volunteer, a coach or whatnot, okay, once you filled out your information in that first section, you only have to choose this middle part here to volunteer, to go to the next step to volunteer to coach. Okay? If you're choosing to register a child, you want to select this one here, and then you will also be able to later choose a volunteer role as well after you finish registering your child, and I'll show you how you do that. This one over here is if you're actually registering yourself to participate, but that's very rare for our youth organization. So we'll go click on this one that you're registering a child. All right. Is the participant the same as the primary account holder? Now, obviously, no, because you are the guardian. The participant is your child. That would be yes if you chose that where you register yourself. Like I said, it's unusual or rare for youth organization. All right, so let's choose the gender of your child, male to female. Okay, first name of your child. Now I'm just clicking on some of these things that we've done in the past. Okay, Ryan M. Test. Okay, date of birth. This is important for football and cheerleading. Really, it's will put you in the division based on your age. Okay. Email address and cell phone, that is not required for the child, so you don't have to do that. If this is the same address, if your child is at your same address, you would leave this as the same, leave it as yes. But if the child lives at another address, then you want to click this to no and fill out the child's information where they live. Now, if you have another participant, like I said, we have the multi-child discount this year. If you're choosing to add another participant, you click here, and it will go to the second person. So we already have Ryan in place. All right, so now asking the same question, is it the same as account holder? No. Let's say this time you're registering a female cheerleader. All right, call her Brenda, and then put her middle initial of A, and then last name Test as well. Let's put her date of birth in here. All right. And of course, cell phone, all that's the same. If you want to put that in, you can. Do you live at your address? All that just like that as before. If you choose not to, again, click no and put the same address at where she lives. All right, so if you got all of them in, if you need to add another one, again, do it again. Add another participant. But if you have them all in, click on continue. All right, so now it shows what's available for each of your children, okay? For Ryan, he is going to be under the 10U division. Now, that is, this year, Metro is requiring all associations to field a flag team, an 8U team, a 10U team, and a 12U team, okay? Now, if we have enough participants, let's say in this 10U division, if we have enough 10-year-olds and then we have enough 9-year-olds, we can actually form a 9-year-old team. Okay, that's very important. So if your child is 9 years old, they're still going to fall within the 10U division. But if we have enough 10s and enough 9s to form each team, then your child will be placed on the 9U team. Okay? All right, so your girl, she can either be an 8U cheerleader or on the 8U football team as well, and she will be the same way on football. If for some reason, let's say she was 7 on September 30th, then if we had enough 8s and enough 7-year-olds to form both teams, then we'll place her on the 7-year-old team. Now again, that's very important that we have to fill the 8U, the 10U, the 12U, and the flag team first. Okay, so we won't know until we get to the start of the season which team your child will play on until we got the full registration in. All right, but we're going to select her for now. She's going to be on the 8U cheerleading, and then he is going to be on the 10U football. All right, so then again, you have the option to add another participant if you choose to. All right, but you have to select. Right here, you have to select before you continue. Okay, so now we're going on to the next step. Okay, so this is going back to Ryan. What age will the child be on September 30th? Now again, that's important because if he's 9 as of September 30th, he's still in the 10U division, but he can be on the 9U team if we have enough to field a 9U. All right, the next question is, are you new or returning? If you're new to Blue Star, please click new. If you're returning, this is a type in, by the way. This is not, it's just click there because I had it, but you type this in. All right, and if you're new, how did you hear about us? Did you hear about us from another player, another parent? We would just like to have feedback on how you heard about the Blue Star Cowboys. All right, how many seasons have you been a part of Blue Star? Now, if you're new, obviously it's 0. If you say returning on here, all right, if you said returning, you don't have to answer this question. Just put NA. All right, so if we said returning player, then this right here would be NA. Okay, and then how many seasons have you been with Blue Star? Like I said, if you're new, it's 0. If it's returning, it's whatever you are. Is it 3? All right, and then of course for football, we want to choose 3 jersey numbers separated by a comma. So 12, 14, 1, your choices for your jersey numbers. That way, if 12 is taken, by the time we get to your child, he can have 14. At 14 seconds, he can have 1. Okay? All right. Now, another important thing this year, we are participating in a fundraising event this fall. All right? If you choose to participate in the fundraising event, just click yes. Now, this is per child. Okay, not family, per child. You just click yes. If you don't want to choose to participate in a fundraising event, which is your choice, you choose no, but you will be paying a $30 opt-out fee to do so. All right, so I'm going to show you by clicking on yes for the first child. Okay, so now we're doing Brenda as a cheerleader. Okay, let's say she's going to be 7. All right, let's say she's new because she's, all right, it just said, another sibling. Okay, so let's say this is her first year doing it, but she's doing it because he's been in it. So that's just information that we just want to have on file on, how you chose Blue Star. All right, 0 here. Then you put NA right here because it's a cheerleader. All right, and then we selected yes, that you're going to participate in the fundraising up here. But let's say you don't want to do it for both kids, so you say no for that. So I just want to show you what happens later once you select yes or no. All right, now here is where I told you where you can select to be a volunteer for each one of these teams. Now you don't have to sign up at all, or you can sign up to be a coach, head coach, whatever for the football. You can sign up to be a cheerleading head coach for down here, or team parent, or homecoming committee. You can sign up for any one of these things per team. So if you wanted to do something on each team, you could, or you could choose to do nothing. If you choose to do nothing, then you want to select I do not wish to volunteer at this time. Okay? If you selected to be a director or head coach or anything like that, let's say you wanted to be the head coach of the football team. Okay? So then let's go down here and hit continue. All right. Now, if you selected this, then you're going to say that you are going to be the volunteer role. Now, there would only be another person here if you filled out the other information on it. That's where another person would show up. But really, you're just showing as you being, so you want to click on you as being the volunteer role for head coach. Okay? So then you hit continue. Now, this is going to ask him for more information about you that's going to be required for us to be able to question you and interview you for head coach. Just very simple questions, things like that. That way we can have that on file as well. Okay, so we're going to skip, just fill out the information. Now, the unit is required here. Just put in A if that's nothing there. But, or, yeah. But, and then like some of these things that was not required before is now required because it's specific for when to do the background checks. All right. So we're going to go, now once you submit this, all this information, and hit continue, it'll go to the next screen, which we're going to go to, but I'm going to go through here. This is back at the volunteer screen, and I'm going to click we don't want to volunteer at this time, and then hit continue. All right, now see, you would come to this point after you filled out the volunteer questions. Okay, all right, so now what's more important again? What's another important change that we implement this year? You only have to pay a $50 deposit to register each child. Okay, only have to pay a $50 deposit if you choose to register each child. All right. All right, so let's see. This one right here is where you chose to participate in the fundraiser. So you notice that there's no fundraising opt-out fee, okay? This one down here is where two important things. Second child discount, $15 to the good. Fundraising opt-out fee, $30. So it's $215 for this child, okay? So right here's your card. Right now you have an open balance of $365. All right. If you select 50, all right, that's put in that you do 50 today. Okay. If you select 50 down here as well, now it went up to 115. Now why did it go up to 115? Because it's $50, which brought it up to 100. Okay. The $30 for the fundraising opt-out fee is added in immediately, and then it took off the $15 discount. So that's why only $115 is due today. All right, if you unselect these, if you select to pay in full, then you see how it shows what all is due today. Okay, so you have your choice. Now you can pay in full on this one and only pay $50 on this one. So there's different ways that you can do that. All right. So then if you just go to the continue next, and this is where you can put your credit card information in with make sure that the billing address is correct. And when you hit confirm, it'll run your credit card for whatever amount you selected to purchase today. All right. And then once you get that, you'll get an email confirmation that your child is registered. And then you'll owe the balance of what you need to have paid by the first practice, August the 1st. The balance is due. All right. So let's go back to, and then this is again the home page. So if you have any questions, feel free. Like again, this is new to us this year, so we're always finding new things to work on. So if you have any questions regarding this website, feel free to email us down here at bscowboysfootball@gmail.com, and we look forward to seeing you the upcoming season. Thank you very much. Have a great day.